A life transformed. Paul's encounter on the Damascus road. Saul of Tarsus, a devout Pharisee, was a fierce persecutor of the early Christians. Blinded by his zeal, he saw the followers of Jesus as a threat to Judaism. He was on his way to Damascus to arrest Christians when his life changed forever. A blinding light stopped him in his tracks. From the light he heard the voice of Jesus questioning his actions. "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" Fear and trembling consumed Saul as he realized who he was encountering. Blinded by the light, Saul was led to Damascus. He spent 3 days in darkness, fasting and praying, grappling with the reality of the risen Christ. Saul, the persecutor, encountered Jesus, the Messiah. He emerged from this experience a changed man, ready to embrace his new life. His conversion marked the beginning of his incredible journey as the Apostle Paul. After his life-altering encounter with Jesus, Paul did not immediately begin his ministry. He felt a strong urge to retreat from the public eye. Paul went to Arabia, a significant decision shrouded in some mystery. Galatians chapter 1 verse 17 states, "I did not go up to Jerusalem at once, but I went away into Arabia and later returned to Damascus." This journey was a time of solitude and reflection. It was a period for Paul to process his transformative experience and seek God's guidance for his future. The duration of Paul's stay in Arabia is unclear. It could have been a few months or even 3 years. Regardless, this time away from the public eye was crucial. He needed to understand his new faith and his calling. Paul's time in Arabia, though shrouded in mystery, was a period of intense spiritual growth. He was likely in the desert regions, reflecting on the scriptures in light of Jesus' messiahship. His understanding of the Jewish law was challenged and reshaped. This period provided him with clarity on his theological convictions. It was during this time that he received revelations from Jesus Christ, as mentioned in Galatians chapter 1 verse 12. He gained deeper insights into the gospel message and its implications for both Jews and Gentiles. This time of solitude and study was not just an intellectual exercise, it was a period of profound spiritual transformation. He communed with God, wrestled with his calling, and prepared himself for the ministry that lay ahead. His time in Arabia was not a detour, it was a divine appointment. Section 4, Forged in the Desert, How Arabia Shaped Paul's Ministry. Paul's experience in Arabia had a profound impact on his ministry. The solitude and reflection deepened his understanding of the gospel. It solidified his convictions and fueled his passion to share the message of Christ. His time in the desert forged in him the resilience and determination he would need. He would face persecution, opposition, and hardship. He learned to rely solely on God for strength and guidance. This prepared him to face the challenges of his mission. Paul's ministry was characterized by a deep understanding of grace. He emphasized the freedom found in Christ alone, a theme likely rooted in his Arabian experience. The time he spent in Arabia was not merely a historical footnote. It was a crucible that shaped the man who would become known as the Apostle to the Gentiles. Section 5, Return to Damascus, a season of opposition and ministry. After his time in Arabia, Paul returned to Damascus. He began preaching in the synagogues, proclaiming Jesus as the Son of God. His message was met with fierce opposition, especially from those who knew him as a former persecutor. His conversion was so radical that many doubted his sincerity. Some even sought to kill him. Acts chapter 9, verses 23 to 25, describe how he escaped from Damascus in a basket. This marked the beginning of his life on the run, constantly facing opposition and danger. Despite the persecution, Paul remained undeterred. His time in Arabia had prepared him for this. He had counted the cost and was willing to face any hardship for the sake of the gospel. This marked the beginning of his incredible missionary journeys that would spread the message of Christ throughout the Roman Empire.